Awesome. Happy Thursday evening, you guys. I'm so glad that you are taking an hour-ish of your time. It honestly probably won't be that long at all, but I just want to give you an opportunity to ask your questions about how this works, because if you're anything like me, where I was 2.5 years ago when I first jumped into this, it was overwhelming and I almost talked myself out of it because of how overwhelming it was. So that's my goal of this live is to give you a quick little rundown, and then open up and ask if there's any specific questions you have. I am here not to convince you to spend your money left and right. I am here to show you it's wild, truly wild to me, how many different ways there are to make money online right now and to help point you in the direction that fits the best for you. Okay. So I want you to understand how simple this is. All right. So real quick, for those of you that don't know me, I know that we had a handful of people inviting people into this Zoom, and I'm happy that you're here. But for those of you that don't know me, my name is Ashley. I'm a stay-at-home mama. I started this 2.5 years ago. I had zero experience. I am by no means, I am not an influencer. I knew healthcare. I had 15 years experience in healthcare. That's about all I knew. I started as a CNA and I worked my way up all the way to being a nurse. And with that comes, 12-hour shifts, working nights, weekends, holidays, missing a lot of the most important moments. After I had baby number 3, I was struggling really big with postpartum anxiety, and I didn't know that anything like this existed. But I saw someone posting about this on Facebook while we were in the depths of our struggle. We had just had baby number 3. He needed a medical procedure done that insurance didn't cover. And I had to renew my nursing license, and this sounds wild, but we had pigs, and our pigs got pneumonia, and they all needed vaccinated, and it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars all at once. And I felt like a failure because I couldn't provide for my kids' medical procedure. We had no emergency fund, we had no savings, we had no fallback, and I felt like trash. And I had to ask my mom to borrow money, and it sucked. And I vowed right then and there that I would never be in that position again. I had no idea what that would look like. Honestly, I thought it would look like me going and getting a contract job for nursing, which would have really, really pulled me away from my family even more. And I was already struggling with that, the mom guilt that came with that. I had missed the first 4 Christmases of my oldest daughter's life, and that guilt was heavy. I was working night shifts. My husband was working days. There were literally times when he'd be on his way home, I'd be on my way to work. We would pull over on the side of the road, give each other a hug and a kiss, and be like, hi, bye, good luck, you're up with the kids, right? I'll see you in another 13 hours, right? And it just really freaking sucked. But I didn't know that there was any way out of it until I saw someone posting about this on Facebook, probably similar to how y'all are seeing the invite to be here tonight. Tell me in the comments where you saw it. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, where it was. I saw a girl posting this on Facebook, and she said, I will never forget it. She said, I just made $5,000 while out of the country on vacation with my husband. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I got angry. I got jealous. I got defensive. My thoughts were must be freaking nice. Whoop-de-doo. You're on vacation making thousands of dollars, and I'm over here busting my butt, working crazy 12-hour shifts and still drowning. And it really sucked. And I, like I said, was this close to rock bottom, and I had to swallow my pride. And I asked her for the info, similar to, why y'all are here, because you've decided that you're tired of watching other people talk about how simple it is to make money online, and you want to see what it's really about. So she sent me the info. I looked at it. It said digital marketing, and I tried to run away so fast. When I heard those words, digital marketing, I thought that sounds techie. That sounds time consuming. That sounds like nothing I want to be part of. That sounds like you have to be this cutesy put together influencer, which I am not. Okay. When you guys hear those words, drop it in the comments. I want to see. When you hear the words digital marketing, what do you think that entails? I thought you had to be good at tech. I thought you had to be stuck in your office, glued to your phone for hours on hours on hours. I could not have been more wrong, you guys. This is the most flexibility that I have ever experienced in my life. I'm working 2 hours a day from my cell phone. That's what this program teaches you. And as if a 2 hour workday is not good enough, this is 2 hours that is completely flexible 2 hours. I'm not kidding. I do 5 minutes in the school pickup line. I do 45 minutes while the baby's sleeping on my chest at nap time. I do this in the pockets of my life, which is mom life, because I started this in September of 2023. By October, I was able to quit my job as a nurse. 6 months in, I had paid off $30,000 worth of credit card debt. And within my first year, I had made my first 6 figures. Doing what? Y'all are like, Ashley, tell us why, or tell us how you're doing it, right? This is, to me, the definition of working smarter, not harder. This is making more and working less. All right. This is selling digital products that somebody else made, but you have 100% resale rights. Okay? Does that make sense? Y'all let me know if I completely just lost you. I want you to know that that's like the basic foundation, and we're going to like dig and explain that a little bit more, because a lot of people hear that. I'm going to be honest. This is what I heard when I heard that. I heard, okay, I buy something and I sell it. To me, where I was back then, that sounded brilliant, right? I was like, this sounds fantastic. Someone else made it. It's worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and I get to resell it. Like, yes, please. That sounded so brilliant to me. I was so down. But a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people, there's this like weird stigma about buying a course to sell a course. They think it's spammy, whatever, right? I want you to know something. One of the reasons that this was so appealing to me was because what I am selling, what the exact same thing that you would get to be selling with this, is so much value, right? Inside of this course, inside of this program, is all of the skills, right? Like the perfect foundation for what your customer needs in order to market with attraction marketing, in order to build an automated email funnel. And if you don't know what these words mean, like, don't freak out yet. Like, seriously, I had no idea what any of these meant 2.5 years ago. Okay. So give yourself some grace. That's why we're here today. I want to answer these questions. I want you to walk away from here with no questions, knowing if this is a good fit for you. Okay. So, this is the foundation for whether or not you already have a product or service to sell. This is going to teach you how to sell it. And if you don't have a product or service to sell, this can teach you how to make something of your own, or to just resell this itself. To me, when I started, I was still working full time. I had 3 kids, mom life, nurse life, wife life. I'm stretched thin. I did not want to go and have to create my own product. So I loved the idea that this is packed full of value. There are so many people out there that have a product or service and they're wanting to learn how to market it. I have had, probably at this point, I've had 7 realtors purchase this because they need to learn how to market. I've had a thrift store, a tattoo artist, an esthetician, a cleaning company, all because they want to learn how to market. They have purchased this program from me with zero intention of ever reselling it again. They just know they need to market. This program teaches you how to market. Okay. And then there's tons of people that really don't have their own product or service, like me when I started. And they just want to get into something that's already made, that's successfully selling for a variety of people in different walks of life. That piece right there was really important to me when I started. I wanted to see people in those different walks of life because I thought, this was my limited mindset back when I started, I thought that you had to fit this mold, right? This influencer mold to make money online. I thought you had to be cute and be blonde and be bubbly and have this pretty background, right? And have this cute white Pinterest-worthy kitchen. And y'all, like, I'm a hot mess mama, okay? I got popcorn ceilings. I live in a double wide. You go look at my content. I do this in my pajamas with peanut butter on my shirt and a baby on my hip, okay? And for me, that was really important to see. We have stay-at-home mamas like me. We got teachers like Tamara. We've got, blue-collar dads like Logan. We've got grandmas, people that have, zero experience in this. We've got grandpas that came from the corporate world. Y'all, I'm not kidding you. It does not matter who you are, what your story is. There is someone out there waiting to relate to you and your story. Okay. So you get to be the one to just tell them, hey, I found this thing. This is how it works. And if they decide to get into it, you're the one that makes the money because you're the one that told them about this. It's that simple. And sometimes I wish that it was a little bit more complicated. I know that sounds crazy, but I think sometimes people hear how simple this is and they're like, wait, what? Like there's got to be more to it. But truly, it's very simple. And here's the thing that I want you guys to know is when it comes to the words digital marketing, the majority, help me out in the comments, you guys. Let me know if you're already doing this or if I'm, maybe way off base here. The majority of us are already doing digital marketing in some fashion and you just don't realize it. Like, have you ever I just saw someone on Facebook, she read a book, okay, and then posted it. And she's like, I give this 4 stars. I wish that it was a little bit quicker paced, but it was really good and I would recommend it. So 4 stars, okay? Or I'm guilty of this one all the time. Anytime, I'm a big foodie. So anytime we go out to dinner, I'm like snapping a picture of my food and posting it and being like, date night, right? Whatever. And people are like, where did you go? And I'm like, oh, it's the new restaurant on 3rd Street, whatever, right? Or maybe you post a selfie or a family photo and people are like, where'd you get your dress? And you're like, thanks, from Target, and it's got pockets and it was on the clearance rack, right? All of that is you're digitally marketing. You are digitally marketing something, but in those cases, it's for someone else and you're not making a dime. So in this case, your marketing would look like you making a post and being like, hey, I found this course and it's literally teaching moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, people with 0 experience, how to have $900 days from their cell phone. And it's wild to me how flexible this is. If you guys want the info, let me know. That's a post, okay? And then when someone comes to you and they're like, hey, Marcus, hey, Christy, hey, James, hey, Jamie, tell me more. You get to give them your info. And then if they decide to purchase this program from you, you make the money. There's no upline. There's no overhead. There's no minimum monthly requirements. There's no ranks. There's no ladder climbing from day one. You are making 100% profit. There's no like you have to recruit people underneath of you and you've got to bug them and pester them to make sure they sell whatever. It's not like that, which to me, y'all, there's nothing wrong with those, okay? Like MLMs, pyramids, they're just not for me. I've tried so many. I truly just think of those as like a Band-Aid fix. They're very temporary, okay? So do you guys have any questions so far on how this works? I want to make sure I'm not like getting too far ahead. I'm going to tell you a couple pieces of this. Go ahead and drop it in the comments if you have any specific questions so far. But I want to tell you a couple of the things that were the most attractive to me when I got started, right? Because I've tried so many of those MLMs where you start making 10%. And if you like really freaking hustle, you can work up to like 30, 40%, right? But there's still always someone above you profiting off of you. And those pulled me away. Like the whole goal of those was to make more money, right? But they pulled me away from my family so much. I like have vivid memories. I'm not kidding, makeup, health. Have you guys ever done any? Drop it in the comments. I want to see makeup, health and wellness, the whitening toothpaste, the tans, the press on nails. I've done them all, right? And there were so many times my daughter would come up and I'd be glued to my phone and she'd be like, Mom. And I'm like, what? And she's like, can I go do that? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I asked you a question, but I was so like glued to my phone. There was no one here, right? And so maybe I was in the home, but I wasn't in the home. Like I wasn't present. I was always hosting parties. They're so pushy. They teach you have to reach out and cold message 20 people a day, all that stuff that I wanted something different. Mary Kay, Advocare, TikTok Shop. Yeah. And see, and that's the thing too. TikTok Shop works for some people, but y'all, I don't want to sell a product and make 10 cents. Okay. Herbalife. And listen, I did Herbalife too, and I love it. I love the products. Okay. And if you are into something and you love the products, that's great. That's fantastic. Honestly though, Learning something like this will help you better market whatever it is that you're already doing. I actually had someone that got started. She does Scentsy, and she's like, I do Scentsy. I have 3 kids. I have another kid on the way, and my Scentsy sales just aren't what I think they could be. I need to learn how to reach my customer better. And that's why she got this program. Okay. So one of the things that I loved about this was the automations. Do you guys know what that is? Drop me the word yes in the comments if you do. If not, don't worry. Just drop me the word not yet. Don't worry because I did not. All right. I'm going to break it down. Tamara says she does now. James says not yet. Okay. Don't worry. I did not either. The automations are your freedom. The automations are exactly how I have made $900 taking a nap with my son, $900 on a field trip with my daughter, $1,400 on date night, right? This is a piece of this business that is constantly running for you 24/7. Okay. So you're going to create content literally the same way that you're already creating content about things, right? Have you all seen this new movie? Have you seen this new book? Have you tried this recipe off of Pinterest, right? These things that you're already sharing, you're going to create content like this. That content, and if you don't know how to do that, don't freak out because that's literally what this teaches you. And I'm going to give you guys, anybody that's on this call or watches the replay, I have something extra special for you to help you with that content. If that is the piece of this that's scary for you. But you're going to create content, right? It's very simple. I create 3 pieces of content a day. One of them is 60 seconds long. The other 2 are 7 to 10 seconds. Can you guys do that? Drop me the number 3 in the comments if you can do that. By the way, it doesn't have to be perfect. My first piece of content, I literally stood there in my pajamas and folded laundry, and then I put words over the screen. Like, it doesn't have to be like cutesy and aesthetic and have like microphones and lights, and it doesn't have to be like high end by any means. Okay. It has to be real. It has to be authentic. But this content, yes, and it's real. That's a real feeling. Okay. So I'm going to give you, Tamara says she does most of it in her car. I'm going to give you guys a couple examples of really easy ways to do that if that content is the piece that's holding you back. Regina says 3, right? Y'all, that content is how you get your leads, because remember, I literally gave you an example. You're gonna post a piece of content. It's gonna say something like, y'all, I am kicking myself for waiting so long to learn this side gig because it's literally teaching people that had 0 experience how to have days like this, how to have months like this, how to pay off their Suburban 3 years early. Okay. That's a piece of content that you can make. And then you're going to say at the end, you're going to give a call to action. You're going to say, if you guys want to check out this exact same step-by-step breakdown, just drop me the word ready in the comments. And when people do that, you're going to direct them. That becomes your lead, right? They want information from you. They're going to get into your automated funnel. All right. Your automated funnel is the piece that gives you your time back. Once they're in that funnel, you're going to have a series of emails. And this is what I say those emails do, is they do the heavy lifting for you. They help you convert those leads to sales. These are pre-done emails. You're going to have access to the exact same ones that I did, that Tamara did, that Christy did, right? And these emails are going to have the information. So one of 3 things is going to happen. When somebody gets into your email funnel, they're going to automatically, no matter what you're doing, if you're working, if you're sleeping, if you're cooking, if you're shopping, whatever you're doing, they're going to automatically get an email right then and there. You don't have to do anything on your end. You don't have to manually type it up for each one. Okay. When they get that email, one of 3 things is going to happen. Number 1, they're going to love it. They're going to love all of the information in it. They're going to click on the link in it, and they're going to go to your website that's 90% done for you. You're going to set it up the little bits, okay? They're going to go to your website and click on your link and purchase from you, and you're going to make the money from selling this program to them. Whether or not they want it to resell the program over and over themselves, or maybe they want it to learn how to do these skills to make their own email systems for their own product, it doesn't matter, okay? They're going to buy it. It's going to be 100% profit to you. You have no upline taking any cut off of that, okay? Are we following so far? I'm making sure I'm not missing any comments over here. Let me know, you guys, if anything pops up, okay? That's number one. If they get that email, they're going to love it. They're going to buy it. You're going to make money. Number two is they like it. They like the info, but they're scared, right? They're like, oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I'm just not ready to jump in. I've worked blue collar for the past 20 years. I've worked healthcare for the past 10 years. I don't know anything about this. It's really scary. It's just a big jump. It's really outside of my comfort zone. And they're not going to do anything. Okay. They're going to read the info. They're going to be like, this sounds like a dream come true, but I'm scared. All right. That happens. There's no shame in that game. Then what happens is your system is going to continue to send them the emails. This is how you don't have to, this is that freedom. It's going to continue to send them the emails until they either decide to purchase from you, right? And those sales literally come in, I've had them come in at 3 a.m. All right, literally while I'm sleeping. It's a great feeling. Or they're going to get that email from you and they're going to have a question and they're going to respond to it and they're going to be like, all right, Tamara, I'm super interested, but I'm just really nervous about creating content. Can you help me? What would that look like? I don't know how. I've got zero experience. And then you just get to answer them and you say, hey, this program actually teaches you that. That's what it does, is it teaches you the attraction marketing. So you don't have to be worried about that. All right. So they're going to purchase, they're going to be scared, and they're going to wait, and your system is going to continue to love on them and help you convert those, or they're going to have questions and it's going to start a conversation between you two. All right. That's kind of how those emails kick in and do that heavy lifting for you. So you get your program. It gives you everything you need. It gives you something to sell with the resale rights. It gives you the education. It gives you those automated email systems. You don't have to pay for those monthly or anything. And it gives you that website, all right, where people can go and look at the different levels of this program. Do we have any questions so far? I'm making sure that I'm not missing anything. I don't see anything. Okay, so I'm just going to jump right into it. When you are getting started with this, it's a one-time investment. And I know so many people hear that, and this is where they run away, okay? You have to be willing to invest in yourself. And I know how scary that is because I was there, all right? I am not here to take your money left and right. I'm not here to convince you to spend your money on all of these different things. What I am here to tell you is if you are coachable and you are consistent, I don't care how much experience you have, this works, okay? So you need to ask yourself that. Am I coachable and am I consistent? If yes, drop me the number 2 in the comments. I'm going to break down the price of getting started, okay? Because we have options. There are different options. This is not one size fits all. And I want you to come in where it feels comfortable for you. All right, drop me number 5 if you're ready for this. The scariest part is staying in the struggle mode the rest of my life. Seriously, right? And somebody asked, they said, well, what if it doesn't work? And I want you guys to think about this because I literally had that thought when I started. Do you know what? When I started this, what if it doesn't work? I just go get a job, right? I go back to healthcare. I go flip burgers. I go work at Fred Meyer, right? I go and get a, okay, Kira, I saw it pop up. I think we're a 2. Okay. I just, and it's wild to think of that if this doesn't work, my worst case scenario now is most people's norm, right? And I'm not saying that trying to brag or trying to rub anything in, but if you truly think about that, it gives you so much freedom. What if it doesn't work? Nothing. Literally it doesn't. You are not wasted tons and tons of your time. Y'all are on your phones anyways if you're here because that's how you saw the invite, right? So yes, I do this around my teacher/mom life. This beats a second job where you clock in 100%. 100%. Okay, so let's talk about 5. There's 5 different levels where you can get started. This is not a one size fits all. This is a one-time investment. This unlocks 100% resale rights to you ongoing. It's not like you have to pay for this monthly, none of that. Okay, so let me see some 5s in the comments. We have and I want you to know something, you guys, no matter which level you come in at, it's going to be the same thing. 2 hours a day. Okay? 2 hours a day. It's not like if you come in up at this Big Daddy, it's going to take you 6 hours. It's not like that. And all of these levels have payment plans. I didn't know about that when I got started. Some people, I think even some peeps here that are watching, got started for $0 down. Okay. So here we go. We have a 100, a 300, 600, 900, and a $1,400 level. Okay. This is how I want you to pick which level fits you the best. Whichever level you come in at, you will have the resale rights to that level and any level below it. So obviously, if you come in at this Big Daddy, this 1,400, you have the resale rights and you can resell all of these. If you come in at just this 300, you can resell the 300 and the 100. Does that make sense? Let me know, y'all. Okay. So I'm gonna be so for real with you guys. When I started at this 600. Okay. The 900 was not even an option then, and the 1,400 was definitely not an option back then. I started at this 600. I started here terrified. I drained my savings account. I remember telling my husband about this, and he's like, Ashley, that sounds like a scam. That sounds too good to be true, right? Anyone thought that when they've seen stuff like this? And the more I talked to him about it, I just said, listen, but if it is this simple, if it is this easy, I will never forgive myself for not trying, for not looking into the deets, right? And now he tells everyone about it, right? I love that. So I started at this 600, and he said, you know what? We've gone to Vegas. We've gone to the bar. We've played slots. We've done some really silly things and walked away with no money. So if you believe in this, I believe in you. Go for it. I made my first $1,200 within my first week. And like I said, by the next month, I had quit my job. My whole goal when I started this, I thought if I could just sell this once a month, if I could sell this $600 program once a month, that's going to pay my daughter's school tuition and that's going to pay my car payment. That same car payment that I was struggling to make, I paid off 3 years early because of this. Okay. So I made $1,200 within my first week. I made double what my initial goal was. And now that I've been doing this for 2 years, I'm having anywhere from $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 months doing this. And that's me, someone that had zero experience, right? So you do not have to fork this over all at once. Pick a level where you know. So if you know that you want to have $900 days, grab this 900. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you, having these $1,400 sales is really freaking nice, but this is me being transparent. I'm probably talking myself out of money. I've probably done this multiple times, but my customer, right? The person that I have become so passionate about helping, it's essentially yourself. All right. That's who you're going to share this information with. If I would have heard about this 2.5 years ago and someone would have said, Ashley, you have to spend $1,400, I would have said, peace out, bye. There was no way. Okay. So if that scares you, y'all don't even like come back to that 6 months from now after you've made money down here and upgrade. All right. I don't want you to walk away from this opportunity because of that reason. Okay. So start at the 600, start at the 900, start at the 300, start where you feel comfortable and upgrade later on. My biggest piece of advice, this 600 and the 900 is where the training inside of this program really gets good. Okay. This is when you really dial in on that attraction marketing piece. You really dial in on how to fit this into that 2-hour workday. That attraction marketing is huge. That is how every dime of the multi-six figures that I have made has been completely organic, authentic. I've never once reached out and had to DM anybody and been like, hey, I think you'd be great at this. Hey, I think you'd love this program. It's all been me posting content by what it teaches me and finding my customer online. Okay. So again, come in where it fits you. Use a payment plan if you need to. I just want to see you get started. If you guys have any questions, I want to see your questions. If you want to unmute your microphone and ask me questions, I want you to know 2 things, okay? Because I see that James and Kira said that the content piece of it is what worries you from starting. Okay. Anyone else feel like that? You're like, I don't know. Like, I'm an introvert. I'm not super comfortable on camera. I don't know what that would look like. It's super awkward. Anyone else? I want you guys to know something. Do you know what B-roll content is? I call it like it's behind the scenes. Everything that y'all are doing can be turned into content. I went and volunteered at my daughter's school today. And I was walking on the sidewalk carrying a plate of strawberries for her Valentine's party. I took a 7-second video of this plate of strawberries and my feet, my shoes, walking on the sidewalk for 7 seconds. You can't see my face. I didn't say a word. And then I take a trending sound, match it with that, and I put some words on the screen. Okay? That's a piece of content, right? We teach you how to do this. Don't worry, you won't be alone. How soon do you get paid after a sale? So you will get that sale directly into your account. And it goes into whatever processing system you have. It's usually PayPal, Square, or Stripe. And then you can transfer it to your bank account, and that just varies. It's usually 3 to 5-ish days before it's actually in your account, but it's yours. I mean, you see it right away. You see it within seconds. Okay. And then it's in your account and you will transfer it over. Hang on. Can you make money online? Absolutely. Can you make money online while you're on another job? Yeah. So Marcus, that's a good question. So let's say, for example, you make a piece of content, right? You either make what I call a face forward piece of content, a talking piece of content where you record yourself and you're like, y'all, I can't believe that I waited so long to do this, because there are grandmas and grandpas that are making $900 just by posting silly little pieces of content on TikTok talking about this program. If you don't know where to start, but you're tired of watching people make money online and you want in for yourself, drop me number 1 in the comments and I'm going to send you the info. Okay. Let's say, Marcus, you make a piece of content like that and then you go into your job, right? Well, let's say now it's your lunch break and you check your piece of content, you get on your TikTok and you check it and you see that you had 3 people, right? And they all dropped you a number 1 in the comments that they wanted more info. Well, now you get them into your email funnel and that email funnel sends them that email. Well, now you got to go clock back in, right? But they have that email and that email is packed full of all of the information. Sometimes they'll have other questions and they'll send you an email, but sometimes not. Sometimes that's all they need and they will click on the link and purchase. All right. And sometimes they don't purchase right away, but you have that email funnel. There's 30 pre-done emails for you. So that's going to continue to run. And that's something that like we teach in this too, is how to send out like newsletters. So if I'm doing something like this, y'all can invite your people to that. Okay. That brings me to something special that I want to do for you guys. Okay. Do I have anybody that's like, oh, I'm kind of interested in this, but I'm on the fence because I don't want to start this and feel lost. I don't want to start this and be like, where in the heck do I go next? Is that you? Anyone else? Ooh, that's a good question, Kira. Being from a small town, how do we get out to other people? That's that attraction marketing piece and learning the algorithm. So I started this, same boat, small town. Honestly, very nervous. To be completely honest, I was embarrassed to post about this on my personal Facebook because I didn't want the locals to judge me. I didn't want people that I see in the grocery store to be like, oh, what's Ashley's side hustle of the month, right? Because I have tried so many different things. So I started a brand new TikTok account with 0 followers. And this teaches you how to work the algorithm. I'm going to tell you this. Probably I have, now that I've been doing this, now that I'm more comfortable, now that I really don't care what people think because they don't pay my bills. I do post on my personal Facebook, but I will tell you this, probably about 80% of my sales come from TikTok, from strangers that I've never met. And then we turn into more, right? Like we turn into more than strangers. We're friends, we're collaborating together, we're growing. This program, I want you guys to know something, right? A lot of people see this as a program to buy a program, sell a program. And they think there's, like I said, there's this weird stigma that comes along with it. Y'all, this has taught me how to build, this will teach you if you want how to build your own product. So whether that's a PDF or a guide or a book or a devotional or a cookbook or a tour map of the waterfalls that you can hike to in Oregon, right? How to build whatever it is that you want, and then how to market it. I have a completely faceless account on TikTok where I market a product that I made from what I've learned from this program. I promote this product on TikTok. This is how simple it is. I post one time a day on that account. Nobody knows it's me. It doesn't have my face. It doesn't have my name on it. I promote this product once a day on that TikTok account with a 10-second or less piece of content. And that is averaging me $400 to $500 a month. That one product from one 10-second piece of content. Okay. So it's really cool, you guys, that you can resell this program, but it is so much more than being limited and stuck to that. All right. Don't ever like let yourself get stuck into that. Okay. So I hope that answered your question, James and Kira. This literally teaches you how to get to your perfect customer from the algorithm. And here's the cool thing. For someone like James and Kira, if you guys are looking at doing this together, a husband and a wife, me and my husband are two different people. Yes, we live in the same house. Yes, we parent the same kids, right? But we have two completely different audiences, which is actually honestly really nice, okay? Because we can make two separate TikToks, and he can reach the blue collar men and I can reach the stay-at-home mamas that want to be home with our babies but don't want to put all that financial stress on our husbands, right? Or the working mamas that are drowning in mom guilt. Okay, so we have two different audiences, so we can tap into that double. And honestly, you could filter them back to the same website. That's what my husband and I do. So let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Yes, Tamara answered that. If someone does the payment plan, no, if someone does the payment plan, you get the full amount right away. Yep, you don't have to wait till it's paid off. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Yes, I'm interested and on the fence. Okay. Interested and on the fence. I love it. You guys, honestly, I love seeing this because I am truly not here to like cram this down your throat. I want y'all to be honest with me. If you tell me what your hesitations are, I can give you some info that will help you decide that. I am going to give you something special. Okay. Like I said, I've been doing this for 2.5 years. I now coach in this space. I have my own coaching group. It's called Align and Attract. I don't care who invited you to this call. Y'all get the same access, okay? I'm going to give you a free month in my coaching group, all right? I normally charge $47 a month, but in that coaching group, you get to be like, I don't care who you purchase from. If Tamara invited you, if Christy invited you, whoever it is, you're going to be in there. You can ask me questions every single day. If you have a question every single day, ask me every single day. I do trainings in there. I do webinars like these. And if I do a webinar like this and you're in my group, you get to invite your friends. You get to invite your leads and I will answer their questions. And just like I'm doing at this call, at the end of this call, I'm telling your leads go back to the person that invited you and purchase from them. Okay. Hang on. I see them. I see your questions coming in. Oh, good question. Okay, do we have to resell this program? Are you finding products that you're interested in to promote/sell? You do not have to sell this program. This program is going to teach you how to market and give you the resale rights on this program. So I personally recommend that you do because it's a done for you product that you can sell for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. If you don't see the value in this program and you don't want to sell this, take what you learn from this program and then your options are to either go and find your own products that you like, to market yourself and your skills. Okay, here's another thing. Because of what I've learned from this, I am now a content creator for 2 different clients. Okay. They pay me weekly and I create content for them. Again, 10-second pieces of content. Okay. So you will know how to market your skills to do whatever it is that you want to do. This teaches you that marketing piece. Or like I said, it'll teach you, we've got a Canva crash course. You could go into Canva and you could create whatever you want, a workout guide, a devotional, a potty training guide. There's someone on Instagram and she created a sleep training guide for kids, right? Like when they are struggling to sleep and she can't get them on a routine, and was selling it for $17. But because she knew how to market it to the tired, exhausted mamas, she was selling it left and right. There's someone else that made do y'all know what a chicken tractor is? It's like that chicken coop, but it's on wheels so you can move it around as they tear up one part of the yard, you move it to the next yard. She had the blueprints for that and knew how to market it, knew how to create content about it, and was literally from blueprints for a chicken coop, made thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay. Okay. Let me make sure I'm not missing it. So I know that was like a roundabout. No, you do not have to sell the program. I recommend you do, but if you don't feel comfortable, you want to do something else, do something else. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. It looks like Tamara's going to send you some more info. I do not have the time or creativity to create my own thing. And I mean, that was what was so appealing to me when I first started this. Because when I did start this, I was working full time. I had 3 kids at home. I was stretched thin. But now that I've quit my job, now that I've been doing this for 2 years, I did have time to go and make my own thing. And I love that it gives us A, that Canva crash course, and B, the knowledge to y'all, my own thing. I'm not even going to tell you what it is because I really take pride in the fact of I market that 100% like organically. I don't tell y'all what it is so that you can go look at it. It's just faceless, organic. But the only reason that I knew how to market that was because of what I learned in this. In fact, because of what I learned from this, before that was even ready to sell, before it was even public, before it was even finished, I had an email list that I was marketing to through my email list, right? The same way that this teaches you, full of 80 people. So when it became ready, all I had to do was drop a link and send out an email to those people, and they were buying it. Okay. Oh, yes, good call. Can promoting this digital product be done faceless? Absolutely. I mean, the way that you would create content with that would be exactly like what I told you, the piece of content that I made earlier. I took a 7-second video of my feet walking on the sidewalk and put script over that. Like, I'm not doing this for designer bags and luxury vacations. I'm doing this so that I can be present at my kids' school field trips. If you're looking for a way to make some extra money that's this flexible and beginner friendly, we need to chat, comment the word ready. That's how you would make faceless content. Okay. So with that being said, y'all, and my husband did a lot of faceless content in the beginning because he was like, it's so funny. He's much more outgoing in real life than me, but you put him in front of a camera and he's like, words, like can't get the words out. But he has done faceless content. Like he'll do the dog running in the yard, or he was out cutting our hay in our front field and took a 10-second clip of the tractor, driving the hay blowing in the wind. You can take a sunrise. We've done one of at the beach, right? So yes, you can do this faceless. Here's what I'm going to tell you because I believe in being transparent with you and honest. I would not expect your success to be as much if you're doing this faceless, because the reason that people purchase from you and not me is because they connect to you. And if you never give them anything about you, it's going to make it hard for them to connect. You still, yes, you guys, you can connect faceless. My faceless account that I told you that's averaging me $500 a month is a perfect example of that. But it is sometimes a little bit harder. So you just have to make sure you're dialing in on that connection. Okay. How do taxes work? When I first found out about this, I had 3 questions, and that was one of them. It's super simple. You just get a 1099 at the end of the year. It's similar to like a W-2. It's just a self-employed thing. And then you just submit it with your taxes. Super simple. And you'll get that from whatever payment processing system you're using, whether that's Stripe, Square, PayPal. Okay, that's a good question. Your sales, when you make a sale, it will be untaxed. So what I recommend is that you put, depending on how much your month is, and this can vary state by state. So do your research, get to, like reach out to a tax professional in your spot. But I have a financial advisor now that I've started doing this, and I go by what they recommended. If I have a like one sale, so like a $900 to a $5,000 month, I will keep 10% of that aside in a savings account where it's building interest for the end of the year, just in case I end up owing taxes. Okay. If I have a $10,000 month, I bump that up and I will keep 20% aside. And then when I have $20,000 months, I will keep 30% of that aside in that account. Because me personally, I'm going to be honest, I hate taxes. I would rather have extra money in that account come tax time than not be prepared for that. So, do you pay extra for those processors? It's things like, we use PayPal, Stripe, and Square. They take a fee, a transaction fee of any sale that you make, but you don't have to pay for them monthly. Does that make sense? And those fees also, by the way, you can use as tax write-offs. So say, for example, you make a $900 sale, you will get that amount into your PayPal account or your Square or your Stripe, and then you can transfer that into your bank account, and it will transfer the amount minus the processing fee. And it's different depending on what level they came in at. All right. These are good questions, you guys. Okay, yes, good. Glad that makes sense. Awesome. Anything else? Y'all got any questions for me? I'm just happy you guys are here. Here's like the bottom line. There is seriously so many different ways to make money online in 2026 and beyond. I don't think that, how do I want to say this? I'm not here to bash on any other courses or programs. What I will tell you is that this is the foundation for what you need in order to be able to market, to master this marketing. Having the skills of knowing how to do this email list is something that you are going to want no matter what you decide to do, right? Like my husband is a mechanic. If he decides that he wants to open up his own shop, we would 110% have an email funnel. I have created content for a tattoo artist. I built that capture page for her. I helped her set up these email automations, because no matter what your product or service is, you need to be using these email automations, because that's what gives you your time freedom back. All right. Do you run sponsored ads? I do not. We don't teach it. You can if you want. It's not necessary. What we really focus on is the attraction marketing piece of this. So I've never spent a dime in marketing on this. Okay. Okay. Y'all, get back with the person that invited you. Okay. Let them know which level you're feeling called to. Let them know, because I'm telling you this right now, if you're on this call, you're watching it live, or you're watching this replay, within 24 hours, I'm giving you a free month of my coaching. I don't care who invited you. Y'all get access to my coaching for a free month. Okay. You're so welcome. Feel free to reach out to me if I brought you here. Reach out to Ashley, Tamara, Christy. I see y'all here. And just know, like, you're not going to be alone. Valora's on here. Reach out to Valora. I want to see you guys in this because you feel comfortable, because you feel ready, because you feel excited, because you know that you're coachable and consistent. Because if you can be those things, that's where things really start to pivot for you. Ashley has been my mentor from the beginning, y'all, and I just love that because that's what it starts as. You start as somebody's lead, and then somebody starts as your lead, and then it becomes so much more than that, right? Like we talk to each other about each other's kids and about our accomplishments and all these things. And I never, to be completely honest, never, that's not at all why I looked into this. I looked into this because I needed to make some freaking money fast, okay? And it's given me so much more than that. All right. And that's what I want. I want to see that for all of you. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. I don't want to take too much of your time. So I'll see you on the inside. All right. I can't wait to see who jumps in and gets into my coaching group for that free month. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good evening.